It's your time. It's a fool's game, the fools play, and we wonder why, but sometimes it's worth the wait. When we play, does that just make us the same?
Oh, it's me again. I'm outside Harrods on my brand spanking new BMW XR Sport SE, fully loaded. I've just picked it up from Park Lane. I previously ordered a bike from Barnstormer in Alton. That fell through because of an issue with the factory. So I've just come up to Park Lane on a Saturday morning to pick it up from Giuseppe, who is a geezer. And I am tickled pink already. Great piece of kit. Sat-nav screen works with my gloves on, which is a right touch. And I've just pulled over here because I was just trying to pair my phone with the Navigator 5, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. I need to have a look at that later. So, yeah, I haven't done a video for God knows how long. Number of reasons, really. Predominantly because of time. And also there's been some changes in our personal lives which have been quite dramatic. Won't go into them because it involves my children, and essentially oh, you'll have to bear with me because the sat-nav's talking to me now. I'm going to have to turn that off. In a nutshell, my kids are moving to Switzerland. I won't go into much more detail than that with their mum. So the missus and I have got some trips to do to go and see them, as well as them flying over to see us and all sorts of shenanigans and logistics and everything else, which has gone sort of hand in hand with the timing of getting a bike capable of doing long touring miles with us both on the bike. So that's a bit of a touch. I got rid of the RR. I had a deal from an offer from a dealer that I couldn't turn down. The 2015 Motorsports are in high demand at the moment. You can't get them for love nor money, so it's a good time to sell them. And as a result of that, I got out of the RR and put an order down for an XR. Also, I've had some sort of medical problems. I've got a chronic kidney disease that I've had since I was a kid. It's getting progressively worse, and I've just been put onto the transplant waiting list. I'm going through a number of tests and God knows what else because of that. So we've had a lot on, and I've been busy with work and all that jazz. And in other news, I've also bought a new car. I traded my 135i in, and I've bought another an F10 M5, BMW M5. So I've just literally got that last week. So we've been a bit chaotic. And quite simply, the thought process behind that is fairly straightforward, because my condition has potential to be life-limiting because of the nature of it. So in light of that, I am not taking... I've never really taken life too, I say seriously up until that point, but suddenly I now realise that life is for living and not for sitting around worrying about what may or may not be. So Fran and I have decided to live a little bit. I've used some savings to get myself these new toys, which we can both enjoy, and kitted Fran out from top to bottom in loads of kit. In fact, she's got better gear than me now. And yeah, that's it. Back to doing some instruction shortly. I've had a break from that because of everything that's been going on. I've just been too busy. And generally, oh, he's got a massive watch on, that bloke. Jesus, nearly the size of his car. It's a Rolex. I've never seen a Rolex that big. So, yeah, things have been quite interesting. So let's talk about the XR. What happened there? Truth be told, sports bikes were starting to give me serious jip to a previous injury that I got through my profession. In summary, I was really badly assaulted. Should have seen the other guy. Had my shoulder dislocated, had massive shoulder sort of surgery and repairs done. And because of that, I've ended up with an impingement in my scapula on my right shoulder. And the sports position on a motorcycle just aggravates it so badly. I end up with sort of a muscle spasm in my back that no matter how I twist or adjust or anything, I can never get rid of when I'm riding. Like everything, and you know, something that everyone should think about, I effectively can't concentrate properly, I don't think, when I'm in pain. So the RR had to go. And in all fairness, above all else, the deal I got on this was just so good. And the deal I got on the RR, I mean, basically the RR, I barely lost any money on it, and I put near enough 4,500 miles on that bike. So, yeah, it was a no-brainer. And I previously borrowed one of these for 2 days, and I wasn't that convinced by it. Because on that occasion, I'd actually come home and got on my RR and was like, oh, fucking hell, you know, it's a good bike, the XR, but it's no RR. Then I went and did the tour with Colin and Orbs over to France on the Blackbird. And the Blackbird, you know, don't get me wrong, it was more comfortable, but again, at the end of a day's riding on that, oh fucking hell, my back was killing me. So, and I'd had the bars, I'd had different bar risers fitted to it, and I'd done everything I possibly could to try and improve my experience on it. Unfortunately, that was never good enough. So, yeah, that went. The XR is here. Here I am, riding out of town, brand spanking new, 2 miles on the clock, and Park Lane BMW, awesome, really, really awesome place to buy a bike from, I have to say. They were fantastic, absolutely fantastic. It's quite funny. Still riding along around London, you still see the imprints of the Olympic car lanes where they had the rings on the road. Still not worn away. I'd have just left them down. I think that's quite cool. So let's talk about this XR. Apart from a bit of carbon that I left off, it has absolutely everything on it. I pretty much went for the best spec I could because I figured it's going to be a keeper. It ticks all the boxes. It's got the performance, it's got everything else, handling, you know, touring capacity, and of course with the luggage, gives me another option to go away and do some bike touring stuff, which I really enjoyed when the three of us went over to France. And I'd kind of like to do that a bit more with the missus as well, because you know, motorcycling can be a little bit can be a little bit selfish, I think, for some, because a lot of other halves don't really get involved, or they don't ride themselves, or they just don't like going on as a pillion, but Fran likes coming on the back. So yeah, all's good. All's good. Just gradually bedding these brakes in and scrubbing the tyres in because they're all new. Oh, it's quite impressive sat nav. The apparently I've got the new sat nav. Well, it turns out I've got the new everything on this bike. I've got the new Akrapovic titanium exhaust with removable baffle. That'll be coming out. I've got the new Nav 5 luggage, HP levers, and I got this rather nice tank bag, a proper BMW Motorrad tank bag thrown in as well. That's going to be going, as I've actually got a Givey one that I've ordered, a big touring job that's got a bit more stuff on it. So yeah, and I've bought some Givey handguards. They're a little bit smarter than these standard BMW ones, so I'll fit those on as well. That's a good idea. Put your knees up in front of you, so when you have a car crash, your chin breaks your neck. Yeah, so all in all, despite all the dramas and stress and pressure, and oh, when we moved house as well, god yeah, that was in the middle of it, and when we moved in it was an absolute disaster, because my sister's property that I bought from her, or me and Fran bought from her, was absolutely shagged, because the tenants had fucking destroyed it. And in all fairness, if I'd not had to pay out for so much to do on the house, I might have added all the carbon to this, but I figured instead of going all out and completely speccing this one, I'd, you know, give myself some scope for birthday presents, you know, because I never know what I want at Christmas and birthday, so I'm just going to say to people, I'd like this little thing for the bike, or that little thing for the bike, you know, general stuff really. And we'd sort of take it from there, as it were. Second exit. All right. Okay. Yeah. This so this new Garmin, well, this new Nav 5 is powered by Garmin, and it's very, very clever. It's got an app built into it, an iOS app, which updates all the traffic and stuff, looks like my BMW Nav. And basically, it's almost effectively, it's got like an iDrive system, which is so cool. Cannot operate while driving. Turn off safe mode. Yes. Thank you. So I've basically now I've got a compass. Don't really need a compass. I'm not Ewan McGregor, for fuck's sake. Oh, there we go. Look at that. My motorcycle. How cool is that? Right. So what does that tell me? Trip, fuel economy, heading, average speed, engine temp. Oh, it's got fucking everything. Fuel range. Wicked. I'm pretty sure as well, let's go to the next one. If I go one more. Oh, fuck it. I don't know what's happening there. It's got tyre temps as well. Digital tyre temps. That's wicked. So, you know, if the bike starts to feel a bit different handling wise, you've got your digital sort of readouts to tell you what's going on. But this thing is an absolute spunk machine. Yeah, so let me take you 2 steps back. So I had one of these for 2 days, basically, on an extended test ride, and you know, it was great. But like I said, I got back on the RR, I was like, oh, I could never get rid of the RR. It's too good. And that was quite early on to my RR ownership. I probably only done about 1,000 miles on it at that point, because this thing was getting a lot of press, and good press as well. So I thought I need to go and give that thing a go. It looks a bit quirky, but I like to be a bit different, so I'll go and give that a try. And wow, I was really impressed, So anyway, go forward, go on the bike tour, blah 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 blah. Next thing I know, back's giving me jip. Think, fuck, I can't keep that RR, it's going to kill me. And I need my back to be healthy because of my job. I don't want to be going into work going, oh, my fucking back's hurting, all this crap. So I took the XR for another test ride. Yeah, I must say thanks to Eddie down at Barnstormer. He sorted that out, and then I ordered an XR through them. And for one reason and another, and it wasn't the dealership's fault, BMW, the factory, totally fucked us around, and there was no sign of my bike around the delivery date, and they couldn't tell me when it was due. And I'm not the most patient of people when I'm waiting for things, particularly if I've ordered something nearly 8 weeks before. So I said, look, I'm not being funny, I've had no updates, blah blah blah. One thing led to another. They couldn't source me my bike. They had a go at trying to find me another one, similar spec, but by that time I'd already told them if they didn't sort it out by a certain time, I was going to go to Park Lane. And Giuseppe at Park Lane, with a nice bit of discount as well, did the deal, ended up with a slightly cheaper bike. The customer service experience, if I'm honest, was very different, much better. They're obviously a main manufacturer dealer, and I'd recommend them highly enough. So there we are, and here we are now. So I'll do a proper review of the bike probably when the weather's a bit better, but for the time being I'll sign out today. I'm on my way home to watch the Man United City derby, which we would have been going to because we got season tickets, but I'm working later on tonight, so couldn't do that really.